Hello. Hi, everyone. It is Amy from AMPO here. I hope that you are having an excellent week. We are talking about strategic planning and fundraising and why the intersection point of these two activities are so important. Your fundraising will never be successful if you don't have a robust, well thought out strategic plan. And your strategic plan is never going to be fully funded and fully operationalized unless you have a really good fundraising program. So these two things intertwined, interlocked, always important to make sure that you are utilizing one with in preparation and in strategy for the other. So, we've been really digging deep into strategic planning and what are some of the activities that you're going to be about while you're in your strategic planning process, and how do those relate to fundraising. And so, one of the important things that you're going to be doing during strategic planning is you're going to be evaluating how you're doing. So, you're going to be answering this question: how are we doing? And you're going to do this both qualitatively and quantitatively. So, quantitatively, you're going to want to be looking at numbers of people that have been served, how that's been increasing, numbers utilizing your program, coming into your building, whatever that is. There's going to be a lot of programmatic numbers there. You're also going to be looking at your budget. How are you doing operationally? Are you operating in the red or the black? Those kinds of things. What have your trends been? When you're going to be looking at all of that kind of stuff quantitatively. You're going to also be looking at your fundraising metrics quantitatively. What's happening with your donor numbers? What's happening with your retention rate? Where are you with dependency? How dependent are you on your top donors? How diversified are your income streams? All of that. That's all going to be on the quantitative side. On the qualitative side, you're going to be answering the questions: how are we doing? Are we getting better? And how do we know? And we're going to be looking at this from a qualitative process. This is where you're going to start to say, we took someone from here to there. By interacting with our program, a person was at this point at the beginning and they left at this point. You're going to be really looking at what is that client journey that your organization is about, how you get people from A to B. And so you're also going to be looking at qualitatively, this is where you're going to start to pull in some stories. And so you're really answering the question: how are we making people's lives better? And so that's going to be in this qualitative space. And this qualitative space becomes critically important to fundraising because this qualitative analysis and this qualitative data is going to be what's going to help us to create our impact stories. So if you remember from fundraising, when we're going out and we're asking the community to help us fund our organization, we're really talking about the fact that there's a community problem, the organization has a solution, and donor dollars are needed to fund that solution. And then when we're doing that, we're looking for impact stories. And you need two impact stories. You need an impact story that tells the story of the past, that reflects on the journey that you've been on, and casts a vision for the future. And your strategic plan has both of these elements for you. So this qualitative research is going to help you with that impact story about the past. You're going to be able to tell how you've taken people from here to there, the impact that your programs are making, the way that you're changing lives. And then the strategic plan as you move forward is going to help you to cast the vision. It's going to tell the what's next. What can we do in 3 years if we have this additional funding? What can we do in 5 years? What's the big vision? So that's how, again, strategic planning and fundraising fold together very, very nicely. And one is not going to be successful without the other. So that's what we've been talking about this week. Stay tuned. We're going to be coming back with some more deep dives into strategic planning and fundraising and how they work. So have a great week, everyone.